Java's main.java file starts by importing the scanner class, which allows the program to accept user input. The main class is then defined, or the public class main, and inside it, the main method is declared, which serves as the entry point of the program. A scanner object is created to take user input from the keyboard, and a toy collection object is initiated to manage toy-related action like adding and removing toys. Next, a while true loop is initiated, ensuring the program runs continuously until the user chooses to exit. Inside the loop, the program displays a menu using system.out.println line, showing six options: add toys, remove toys, display all toys, search toy by name, filter toys by condition, and exit. When the user is prompted with system.out.print, enter your choice, their input is reducing int choice is equals to scanner.next int, storing the numerical choice. To prevent input errors, scanner.nextLine is used to clear any leftover new line characters. The program will then proceed to process the user's choice, typically using a switch or if statements to determine the next action.
Greetings, and I am Luis Polycarp and Amante. And now I will explaining a simple Java program that manages a toy collection. It works using a suitcase menu where the user can add a toy like ID name and condition, manufacturer, size, and feature. Remove a toy using its ID and also display all toys in the collection. Search for a toy by name, filter toys based on their condition like new, used, or refurbished, and exit the program. And if the user enters an invalid choice, it prompts them to try again. And that's the simple and our switch case.
Greetings, I'm Aldusara Angelme. I'll tackle about the toy.java. So, the toy class is designed to define the structure and behavior of a toy object by keeping its attributes restricted within the class itself. The attributes such as ID name, condition, manufacturer, size, weight, battery operated, sound features, and interactive features are declared as private, ensuring controlled access to the toy's data. This approach enhances data protection and prevent unauthorized modification from outside the class. So to initialize these attributes, the class provides a parameterized constructor that accepts values for each property and assigns them to the corresponding instance variables using the keyword. This practice ensures that every toy object is created with complete and well-defined characteristics. The keyword helps distinguish between the instance and variables such as this ID and the constructor parameter. In the toy collection manager program, this class serves as a blueprint for representing individual toys, allowing for organized data handling retrieval by restricting direct access to its fields. The class promotes data security and maintains structure approach in object-oriented programming program or OOP.
So, hello everyone, I'm Wesley Almaheda and I will explain what are these highlighted codes for. So to begin with, this method keeps the data encapsulated, meaning it restricted direct access to an object's data by keeping the variables private and allowing access only through public methods like getters method. Like example, this get ID method returns the unique ID of the toy for identification, while this get name method returns the toy's name that will be useful for displaying and searching execution. And this get condition method It returns the condition of toy that will be helpful in filtering execution. So, in addition, this public string to string method thus converts the object's data into a readable string format, and it will return a formatted string containing all the toy's details and make it easier to display.
So, dangal greetings. In this video, I'll be explaining the toy collection for our toy collection manager. So, inside this class, um, we use a private list toy for which is array list to manage and store the toy added by the users in the list. So we also use a constructor for our toys. So in this line of code, there's a method with a public void add toy with a parameter toy. So this method allows the user to add toys to the list. So I will run this code to show you the output. So if the user want to add, so select one. Since there's no toy in the list, so we allow to add toy, their ID, their name. So in this scenario, it is the first toy to add because there's the first run of our program. So we're manufacturing size, C, random, throw, and throw. The features. So it display a toy added successfully. First the code for that. If the toy is add, this print toy added successfully. So for this loop, this line of code, it is used to validate if the if the user add a toy with the ID already exists in the list. So this display the error for that. So I will try this if it's working. So I add another toy. So enter ID with, so the current toy is 123. So let's say 123. Their name is random new capsule size and grams. True, true, graphics random. So as you can see, the error display. So a toy with ID 123 is already exist in the list. So we will display the toy if it's true. I click this three display all toys. So as you can see in the list, there's a um, toy with the existing ID. So if I add another toy with an unique ID, so it is say 1 and 2 and 4. So new factoring and size. So as you can see, toy added successfully because the ID is unique, not the same on the ana- not the same in the first toy added. So it's working, and thank you for watching.
Greetings everyone, my name is Daniel Abuñas and I'm going to discuss the remove method. This method removes a toy from the list based on its ID. It scans the list, finds the toys with the matching ID and deletes it. Once removed, it confirms the action with a message. We use toys that remove if to find and remove the toy with the matching ID. After that, we print a confirmation message. So let's try the output. So first, we need to add a toy to remove it. And let's try to remove what we add. Enter a choice to remove a toy and enter the ID 2, 1, and 3. And as you can see, the toy removed successfully. And let's move on to the method to display all toys. In this method, we use toys that is empty to check if the collection has any toys. And if it is empty, we print a message saying there are no toys. Otherwise, we loop through the list using a for loop and print each toy. So let's try the output. First, we need to add a toy ID. Okay. Condition. True. True. And let's try to display toy what we add. Let's pick 3, and as you can see, it display the toy what we add, and that's all.
Um, Dangal greetings. My name is Mark Abayra, and today I will explain two important methods in our toy collection manager: search toy by name and filter toys by condition. So here is the code for the search toy by name. Here, this one. So how it works? This method searches for a toy by its name, the collection. It checks each toy's name, prints the toy details. If a match is found, if no match is found, it displays toys not found. The method loops through the list of toys. It compares the toys name with the user without case sensitive equals is ignored case. So if a match is found, it prints the toys details and stops searching immediately. Uh, if no match is found after checking all toys, it prints toys not found. So here is the sample output of this. The teddy bear. So I entered the teddy bear. So if I search the teddy bear, it will show the teddy bear here. So if toy exists, if I search the teddy bear, it will show the output. The teddy bear, the ID is 101 and the condition is new and the manufacturer is Toyco. So the next one is the method for toy condition. So this method displays all toys that matches specific condition, new, used, or refurbished. If toys match, it prints no toys found with conditions. How it works? A boolean found keeps tracks of whether any matching toys are found. The method loops through all toys. It checks toys conditions matches the user input case insensitive. If a match is found, it prints the toys details update found true. If no are found in checking all toys, it prints message saying no toys were found. So here is the sample for toy condition. So I entered the 5 for filter toys condition. So if it searches the new condition of the toys.